In 1968, Philip Kindred Dick wrote a dystopian science fiction novel called Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? The book, set in a post-apocalyptic San Francisco, followed the adventures of bounty hunter Rick Deckard, hired to kill androids, and John Isidore, a helper to the androids. The book was a milestone in science fiction, and spawned the Blade Runner franchise we know and love today. The first Blade Runner movie was made in 1982, starring Harrison Ford. A sequel, Blade Runner 2049, followed years later in 2017 with Ryan Gosling as the titular Blade Runner. In joyful news to the fans, a miniseries is being planned for the franchise called Blade Runner 2099. Let's find out everything we can about it, but not before you subscribe to us. Let's go. A bit about the franchise. If you've not had the pleasure of knowing about the Blade Runner franchise yet, don't worry, we've got you covered. The franchise is set in the dystopic future where humans send genetically bioengineered replicants, manufactured by the Tyrell Corporation, to work on colonies away from Earth. These replicants are very identical to humans and actually have better strength and intellect. They're all manufactured with a predetermined kill date, though, to make sure they don't actually replace humans or start having an existential crisis. Replicants used to work on Earth before, but they began to rebel and were banished from Earth. If any of these replicants don't toe the line and decide to explore life on Earth, the Blade Runners are brought in. Blade Runners are basically cops whose job is to identify the rogue replicants and retire them. Retire almost always means kill. The replicants have always fought for their rights and freedom, much to the chagrin of humanity. What is the miniseries about? Though the first Blade Runner was a massive success, Blade Runner 2049 was not much of a financial success. Ridley Scott, the director of the first film, later commented that it was too long and he would have cut at least 30 minutes of the movie if he were at the helm. The miniseries is giving the franchise a second chance at life and obviously needs to pick out the very best plot it can. One of the cast members, Tom Burke, told the interviewers at Variety that Blade Runner 2099 is going to be much closer to the first movie than the second in terms of aesthetic. Calling it a baroque and eclectic mix of cultures and time periods, Burke added that the miniseries would explore the nuances of what makes someone human, along with addressing questions about morality, good versus evil, and humanity. This comment split fans, as some believe that 2049 is different from the original because it's set in the future, and reverting back to the original movie doesn't make any sense. Others believe that 2049 did not have the cyberpunk and film noir feel that the original did. What are your thoughts on this? Do you welcome 2099 adapting the original's aesthetic, or are you someone who preferred 2049? Let us know in the comments below. From what we know about the plot, Blade Runner 2099 is set in Los Angeles 2099 and follows Cora, a fugitive replicant. Having lived her entire life on the run, Cora has taken on the role of a chameleon, shedding and adapting identities to ensure her survival. To make sure her brother has a stable and secure future, Cora is forced to partner up with Olwen, a Blade Runner and replicant who is very close to her death. Together, Cora and Olwen discover a widening conspiracy that threatens the existence of Los Angeles. How the unlikely duo will make it to safety or deal with impending doom will only be known after the series premiere. Who is starring in the miniseries? The cast of Blade Runner 2099 is star-studded. Academy Award winner Michelle Yeoh is stepping in to play Olwen. If you don't know who Michelle Yeoh is, you've probably been living under a rock, but you can watch her skillful acting in Everything Everywhere All at Once, Wicked, American-Born Chinese, and A Haunting in Venice. Her co-lead as Cora is Hunter Schafer, who has turned heads through her role in Euphoria and The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Unfortunately, Cora and Olwen are the only two characters we know for now. Actors Tom Burke, Louis Gribbin, Dimitri Abold, and Caitlin Rose Downey are also expected to star in roles not yet known. Other well-known actors expected to appear are Daniel Rigby, who was in I, Jack Wright, and is expected to star in the upcoming Harry Potter series as Vernon Dursley, and Maurizio Lombardi, who you might have caught in the 2019 film Pinocchio, Romeo is Juliet, and the TV show Ripley. While these actors are going to play recurring or regular characters, 4 more actors have been named who will fill the shoes of guest stars. They are not wet behind the ears either, as this list includes Johnny Harris, who has appeared before in Snow White and the Huntsman and Jawbone, Amy Lennox, whose credits expand from musical theater to voice acting, Sheila Adam, who's critically acclaimed for her Shakespearean stage roles, and House of the Dragon alum Matthew Needham. With such a power-packed cast list, we can be assured that Blade Runner 2099 is in good hands. When is the miniseries releasing, and who are the masterminds behind the screens? Fans had to wait 35 long years to watch a sequel to Blade Runner, but fortunately, the wait period is much less for the miniseries. The show was first announced by Ridley Scott in November 2021, assuring fans that the plot and series Bible were already written. The title of the series, Blade Runner 2099, was revealed in February 2022, along with the fact that it would be homed on Amazon Prime Video. Writer Silke Louisa, whose recent project was the 2022 series Shining Girls, was brought in to write and executive produce the show. Jeremy Podeswa, the director who has worked on Nip Tuck, The Tudors, and Game of Thrones, was tapped in for the pilot episode, but Podeswa ran into some scheduling conflicts and had to make way for Jonathan Van Tulleken. With quite a strong crew, the show was set to begin filming in 2023 in Belfast. The Northern Ireland Screen Fund had also awarded the production €4.1 million to film in Ireland, but the plans were brought to a halt due to the strike by the Writers Guild of America. By the time the strike ended and production was ready to begin, the filmmakers had a change of heart. They no longer wanted to film in Ireland and returned the money to the Northern Ireland Screen Fund despite €1.5 million already having been spent from the fund. Though producers did return the complete amount to the NI Screen Fund, Chief Executive Richard Williams remarked that their decision had left a huge gap in the production schedule of Northern Ireland. Production began in May 2024 in Prague, Czech Republic, with cinematographers Rob Hardy and Ula Pontikos. You can see Hardy's work in Mission Impossible Fallout and Ex Machina, while Pontikos worked on Film Stars Don't Die in Liverpool and Russian Doll. People editing this series are Fiona Kolbeck, Henk van Eegen, and Leo Trombetta, whose editing chops you can see in Sense8, Lost, and Interview with a Vampire, respectively. When it comes to the release date, executive producer David Zucker has given some disappointing news, as he reported that though they were in post-production at that point, only Amazon had the final say. Thankfully, Amazon did not delay its release and has confirmed to premiere it in 2026. The head of U.S. SVOD TV development and series co-productions at Amazon MGM Studios, Laura Lancaster, reportedly confirmed the news as well. Though there is no date yet, knowing that 2026 is the year Blade Runner will run at full speed is more than enough to satisfy us for the time being. Marvelous verdict. These are all the updates we have regarding Blade Runner 2099. The opinions of fans over this miniseries have been conflicting, as some hope it protects the rich legacy of the franchise, while others have no hope, since many shows created for OTT platforms often fizzle out or end up ruining the name of the franchise. What do you think about this? Do you think Blade Runner 2099 is going to be a hit, or will it go down and take the franchise with it? Let us know in the comments below, as we're eager to learn your stand. If you liked the video, please encourage us by tapping that like button, and we'll soon be back with more eye-catching info. Goodbye.